Glad that was on camera.
Yeah, me too. Although it honestly might have been.
No, it wasn't. I could see, but now this is. It wasn't.
Okay,
We were still at stop.
All right.
0.
Well, I don't think that Zac Efron sucked anybody's penis to get to where he is today. And Ashton Kutcher.
Whoa,
you said it. Don't try it now. Just because the cameras come on, and you're trying to change the subject from what you were just talking about.
No, that's because that's not what I was talking about.
Yes, it was.
Prove it.
I can't.
Exactly. You don't know what I was talking about. I have a lot of things to talk about, though. Where do you want me to start?
At the beginning.
Okay. You are a homeowner.
Yeah.
As of recent. I don't know if we've ever talked about that.
That was going to go. You are a homeowner.
So you...
That guy's a real homeowner. Yeah. You know, Zac Efron, real homeowner.
Yeah.
No, don't even say that. You can get arrested for saying that. Homeowners Anonymous.
So you are a new homeowner.
Yeah.
You are a new homeowner, and you know...
Yeah.
You were talking earlier about how you've dabbled in some
plumbing.
You've been fixing some plumbing, some sink issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
as a homeowner, you deal with a lot of pipes. As a homeowner, you deal with a lot of pipes.
Stop that.
What?
It's not funny.
I'm a homeowner. You're a homeowner. You know, it's the American dream. It's the American dream to be a homeowner.
It's too hot in here for that nonsense.
Okay, that's on you. That's on you. It can be quite. It can get quite. It can get very sweaty being a homeowner.
I gotta take the.
It can get very hot and heavy. You know.
All right, I'm
if
done.
you don't have air
that's all
conditioning.
I had, so I'm done now. You tap me out.
Jesus Christ! Go ahead, please continue.
No, it's not fun anymore. You ruined my story.
No, a story.
This was a story about me, and you made it all about you. All right? So I'm done.
You didn't even get to the story.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So go ahead.
So I was trying to relate it, Andy. I was trying to make it relatable.
Okay.
You recently bought a home. You recently purchased a home.
Thank you.
You now own a home.
Yeah.
So, and you've dealt with some bathroom fixtures.
Mm-hmm.
So. You know, they always say, like, oh, it never ends when you become a homeowner.
Yeah.
Now I can't talk, see?
Mm-hmm. Just think about all those pipes.
Yeah.
Your homeowning pipes.
Knock it off.
We're just talking about owning houses.
We got it. No. We're talking about
you're gay.
Purchasing Andy, it's too warm. Andy, it is. Is there a thermometer in here?
Yeah.
It's got to be 95 fucking
no, I
degrees
think it's
in
like
here.
72.
You can't be. My brain is at 30% capacity.
All right, well,
with
you know,
this heat.
speed it up, pal. Get it cooking.
Anyway. You know, people always tell you when you say I just bought a house. Oh, it never ends. You know, blah 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 blah. So I've had a few, you know, hiccups in the early stages of home, like not a ton, but like a few, you know, things will have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Small little projects here and there. But yesterday morning, I woke up and no hot water. Tried to take a shower, no hot water.
Whoa.
So I go downstairs. And, you know, get ready to, you know, mess around with the hot water tank, see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a newer hot water tank, so it's got a little, it's got like this thing that I guess is on newer hot water tanks. So it's like a little thing, it's flashing, and it's got this huge list of like codes, and it's flashing at me. And I'm like looking, I'm like, it's 5 flashes and then a 4-second pause. So I go to it. And it says gas valve fault is what it says. I'm like, I have no clue what that is, but exactly right away I didn't like the sound of it. So, but I'm like, so I'm reading what it says. It's like, you know, turn it off, turn everything off, leave it for, and this is just in general. Leave it for a couple minutes. Make sure you're not smelling any gas. Turn it off, let it for a couple minutes. No gas sent. So then I go to, you know, try to restart. I couldn't get the pilot light to restart, and it's got like its own little ignite thing, which is, you know, Older ones don't have that. You got to stick a match in there or whatever. I don't know how that actually works. But so couldn't get it. Go to work, whatever. Come home from work. Go back down there thinking like, all right, let's take a deeper dive in this. So it was still giving me the same code. Turn it off. Do the same thing. Get the pilot light to start. It goes out again after. I'm sitting down there watching it. Everything looks like it's good. Boom, goes out again after 10 minutes. I'm getting the flash again. Same like error message. So then I'm kind of calling around, asking people, that have some, general knowledge of this kind of thing. So I'm checking a few different things. And then, through a series of events, I become panic stricken that carbon monoxide is just going to be pouring into my house. So I turn off like everything. I turn off all my gas lines. I turn off my furnace. I turn off my hot water tank completely. Everything's off. I call a heating and cooling company, and they kind of talk to me. They're like, yeah, that's probably not the case. Like there's a lot of, safety measures that, would make sure that doesn't happen. Plus you got your CO detectors, like they're super sensitive. They should be going off, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right. Feel a little bit better. They're like, yeah, it's not worth us coming out there today because it'd have to be like an after hours call, but we can get you on the books for the morning. So that happens. I'm like, all right, all good. I go play a little hockey, come back home, and like the second I walk into my house, I'm like, for all I know, CO, silent killer. Everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, for all I know, there could be a murderer in my house, a scentless murderer in my house right now.
Nice.
I'm like, and so I start freaking out again. I'm testing all my smoke alarms, all my CO2 monitors. I'm like, I'm not sleeping tonight, even though everything's off. Everything in the house is off. But I'm like, I can't sleep tonight. Like, which the ironic part of that is, and like, not that it's a funny.
Mic away for a little bit.
Not that it's a fun. So I got no cans on. My ears were getting too warm.
It's okay.
Not that it's a funny situation, but like, in my head, I'm like, I can't possibly fall asleep tonight. Like, I need to stay alert, but in reality, like, that's exactly what would happen. Like if there was carbon monoxide, is you just feel a little sleepy and then be like, all right, I guess I'll go to bed.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I'm like freaking out, testing everything, and they told me like, yeah, it should be fine, and everything's off, but I did a lot of Googling, like to make sure like if everything's off, can there still be carbon monoxide?
Yeah.
And that's the problem is, this is the problem with like people not wanting to be liable for things. Everybody's like, the short answer is, yeah, you should be fine, but there's always a chance. It's like, so you know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know. So eventually cool my jets, and it took me a while. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So heating and cooling company comes today, and the long story short of it is it was just the initial issue that I was getting the sensor on. So, and my hot water tank was still under warranty. So, not that big of a deal, right? Well, this is where the problem came in, and this is the bone that I have to pick with this guy who came and did my service call.
Oh, boy.
He's like, yeah, so we checked. Your hot water tank's still under warranty, so you don't have to pay for the part. You're only going to have to pay for the labor. But I don't know if we have the part in. When I leave here, I'm going to call the part in. The problem is I don't have time to come back and fix it today because I've got other calls all day. If we have the part, we should be able to get it fixed pretty quick. If not, we'll have to order the part. It might not be until Friday, but we'll let you know. So I'm like, okay. But this was pretty early in the day. This was like probably like 11 a.m., I bet. So I'm like, okay, like I'll hear back. Haven't heard a peep. So not only do I still have no hot water, but I also have no idea when they're going to come actually fix the thing, which is a problem because one, when like your hot water goes out and like the shower water, or you run out of hot water, like if you don't have a tankless, and blah, blah, blah. So, and like the water's kind of cold. Like my hot water tank's been off for, 24 to 48 hours now. I had to take a shower this morning. Andy, it was the coldest water I've ever felt. It actually, I think that my hot water tank turned into like a freezer, a refrigerator of sorts. It was the coldest water I've ever felt. I thought for certain hypothermia was going to be what killed me this morning rather than the CO killing me last night. I can't really do laundry because I don't like to wash my clothes on cold.
Sure.
That's just a personal preference. I don't actually know what the difference is. I just refuse to do it. And I just if I shower, I just risk. Now I was cold, and it's pretty nice out today, Andy. I was cold until probably 1:30 in the afternoon today because of that shower. Like my body was physically frozen.
Wow. I kind of like that. That sounds kind of nice.
It was not nice.
I bet it wasn't. But it sounds kind of nice. Being a little bit. I mean, it's so. I mean, think about the situation we're in right now, where it's kind of warm in here, right? Imagine if there was just a bit of a chill. That'd be great.
Well, that would be nice because I was hot, but it's not nice when you're already cold. Because here's the thing: you also have to remember that I was nervous, so I shut off all the gas in my whole house last night. So I had no heat either. So my house was cold. Like my house was cold to begin with, because I didn't have heat on, and also I had no hot water. So then, this is the real fucking kicker. This is what gets me about this fucking guy.
Okay, take a sip real quick. Get hydrated. For
I have
this.
to. It's warm. I'm feeling dry. So then he hits me with, yeah, and also I just thought I'd let you know. Or he goes, also, when I was looking outside at like the what's it called for the hot water tank, whatever.
Yeah. What's it called?
He's like, who installed your AC unit? I'm like, I don't know. It was there when I moved in. He's like, well, they installed it incorrectly. He's like, starts ripping off all this fancy terminology. He's like, long story short, they installed it wrong. We're not going to touch it because the way that they installed it is just so wrong. So the only option, if you want it fixed, would be we could replace it. He's like, it might work, but it probably won't work very well. Like, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm like, he's like, I can give you a quote for it. I'm like, let's figure out the fucking hot water tank, and then we'll worry about the AC first, all right? That's my number one thought.
Let's keep the hot side hot before we get the cold side cold.
Exactly, Andy. So when I got home, I'm like, I couldn't tell if the guy was BSing me, and you can't BS a BSer. So the fact that I had a little bit of that tingly feeling, I'm
Sure.
like, he might be trying to BS me.
And you're a BSer. You're a self-proclaimed BSer.
Not all
You're
the
coming
time.
out as a BSer right here on here. Okay.
No, that's are you familiar? It's a role models quote. Can't BS a BSer.
Yeah, I think that's a people. I think
No,
that's
but I
regular.
was quoting role models. At
Gotcha. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I was actually quoting role models just then too.
Nobody says that in role models.
Yeah, they do.
When?
At the beginning. Well, it's kind of it's at the beginning, middle-ish part. The guy goes, "I'm hungry."
No.
From role models. What's that from? It's from Roma. Ready? Hold on. Tell me what this is from. Okay, I'm gonna brush my teeth.
Seinfeld.
Anchorman 2.
Andy, shut the fuck up. That's what that's from.
I'm done.
Okay. So to finish my story of home ownership, before I left the house to come here, I turned my AC on full blast to see if when I get home my house is like
Tundra
50 degrees.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, well, apparently this puppy's working. Because it was 71 when I left the house, in my house, because there was nothing on, no fan or anything. It was just baking in the sun all day. 71 degrees, too warm for a house, if you ask me.
Definitely.
68, perfect temperature for a house all the time.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Dude, that's the one thing. The reason I wanted to get a house was for central air. I actually, just the other day, I'm glad I did. I put in the window units for the last time in my apartment, and especially on the day after I did it, we didn't really need it, but I kept the one in the bedroom going. So nice.
It does feel. See, the thing about window units is your room will get so cold.
It's chilly.
Dude,
it's a bit of an ice box.
At my old apartment, I had an old one, and I had bought a new one because you're supposed I don't know. You're supposed to change some shit in them every so often.
Sure. Filters and that.
So I bought a new one, and the new one was like a little fancier. It like told you the temperature, and it had like a temperature control, and even on its lowest setting, like it wouldn't go below like 65 degrees. Some of those old style AC units, if you just flick them on high, You'll wake up, your room will be 35 degrees. Like there'll be snow forming in your room, which is fantastic.
You wake up to a cumulonimbus.
Yeah.
Am I right, folks?
Legitimately. Yeah, a little cumulonimbus. Yeah, I'll show you a cumulonimbus.
I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah. You want to come see my cumulonimbus?
Absolutely not. All right. What else do we have on the docket today? First thing I want to talk about, the Mets $1 hot dog thing. There was that guy, the Mets, they do like a hot dog day, dollar hot dogs.
Yeah.
So there was a fellow who got kicked out.
Why?
Well, because he convinced everybody in his section to start throwing their hot dogs.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
But I want to talk about what this man did as far as hot dog consumption went. He got to 19 hot dogs.
That's fucking lame.
What do you mean?
That happened last year in Philadelphia. Dollar hot dog day.
Yeah.
And it's everybody just started buying hot dogs and just the one guy was trying to set a record, and that's what they were doing. They were throwing their hot dogs at the guy. And it was electric.
Yeah.
And so much so that Philly brought back $1 hot dog day like 2 weeks later.
No kidding.
The Mets are out here saying no throwing your dogs.
Apparently.
You should be able to throw. If you're doing dollar dogs, you should be able to chuck a dog.
Yeah, he got thrown out of the stadium for quote
Inciting
unquote
a riot.
inciting a riot. Yeah, exactly. So he got to 19 hot dogs, which beats my daily record.
What's your daily record?
12.
12 dogs in a day.
But I think that 19 hot dogs, if you're trying, is absolutely pathetic.
But that's in 9 innings.
Oh, 9 innings.
Yeah, he didn't have a full
I'm
day.
talking day. I'm talking
No,
day.
he did it during a baseball game. 9 innings, 19 dogs
That's not bad.
that's a good number.
That's not bad. It's more than 2 dogs per inning. But how many hot dogs do you think you could eat in one baseball game?
Well, that's a good call because you should be able to eat 2 dogs per inning.
I mean, at least. I would
But
say
think
I would
about
put my minimum at 3 hot dogs per inning. Yeah. Matthew, I can down dogs.
Andy, here's the thing, is I'm not saying that you can't consume a lot of hot dogs, but you're not a power eater. You don't eat
I think you're underestimating me.
No, I'm not.
I think you are. When it comes to hot dogs, absolutely.
And you are the slowest eater known to man. I don't even think you could get 3 dogs
because I'm trying to savor the flavors.
Because
but
I know,
when competition's on the line.
Yeah, but then you're not used to eating fast, so you'll fill up quicker.
Opposite.
No.
No. My body won't know what's happening to it,
No.
so I won't fill up as fast.
No, that's the point in eating slow is you allow yourself, not only to taste but time to digest food as you're eating it. So when you're done eating, you're not hungry.
I'm telling, as a slow eater, that's not what happens at all. You get full so quick when you eat slow because it's all going
Because
through.
of what I just said.
Yeah, so if I'm eating fast, I wouldn't get as full as quickly.
Okay, yeah, maybe not like in the first 3 dogs, but then by like the 3rd inning, when you'd be like, I have so much food in me, I can't eat another hot dog. You'd be throwing up. Because that's the other thing. Everybody knows when you're doing a dog eating competition is you got to hold it down.
You got to hold it down.
You got to hold the dogs down.
Nothing stays down like hot dogs.
You can't omit.
For me personally.
Andy,
When it comes, Matthew, when
I
it
don't
comes
think
to
you
hot dogs, it's clobbering time.
there's an easy way to
I
find
show
this
up.
out.
I show up to the hot dog stand, and all the wieners start shaking.
Andy,
because
there's a super
it's
easy
clobbering
way to
time.
find this out. We have a baseball team that plays in Buffalo, New York. We can just go to a game and you can try to eat.
Okay.
I don't even want you to do that. That's not healthy.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't care because it gives me an excuse to eat a
care.
bunch of hot dogs. And I love hot dogs.
I don't want to see you try to eat. I don't want to try to encourage you to eat 19 hot dogs. I don't think any human should eat 19 hot dogs during the course of one baseball
True.
game.
Unless they want to have a great time.
No, that's the thing. It's probably not even fun. Think about how horrible you would feel after 19 dogs in 3 hours.
All I can hear is the Superman theme in my head. Or Popeye, rather.
Like you just ate a can of spinach.
Yeah.
But really, it was just 19 cancer sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
19 hot beef cancer sticks, baby.
Yeah. Hot beefy cancer.
Hot beefy
19
cancer.
pieces of hot beefy cancer.
Ooh. Ow. Pow. Prostate.
Not funny.
Not funny. Not funny at all.
But I do agree that if you were going to try this, 2 dogs an inning seems very reasonable for a determined fellow.
Yeah, two dogs in an inning, easy peasy. Especially
Are they Salines or are they ballpark Franks?
I think they're like the ballpark, like the ones you get stadium dogs.
Ballpark Franks. Well, it depends on what stadium. Because if you're going to Salins Field, you're getting a Salines.
Gotcha. I'm thinking the ones that are at like KeyBank.
I'm pissed they never wanted to do. We never got to do
the Salins glove, the Glizzy glove.
The Glizzy glove.
We were in talks. I mean, we went back and forth with them for a while. They're just losing money. That's on them.
The Glizzy glove.
That's on
so
Salins.
good.
You know,
the Glizzy glove.
It's a great idea,
good.
but I don't know how lucrative
you
it
know
actually
what?
is.
If COVID never happened though, that would be a thing. That's why they.
That's a good point.
Germs,
I mean, they do.
Germs made a comeback.
Yeah, I mean they do kind of line up when we were in discussions.
Yeah,
but you know what? It was just fun to get to talk to Salins for a while. To tell you the truth, back in those days, it was like, wow, a real
company
brand is like talking to us. That's crazy.
Shout out to a good old Salins.
I do still love them.
Here's my question: is the Salins original dog 50-50 pork and beef?
I think so. Because
That's
it's definitely not. Because it's not all pork.
And it's
definitely not all beef.
But they sell the all pork and the all beef dogs now.
Right.
But the original's 50-50. Okay. That's what I thought.
As it should be.
Yeah.
I don't want to get any deeper into hot dog talk because I'll start going. Folks, there's nothing worse than having to run into a packed grocery store. And when the weather starts to get warmer, the grocery stores start to get a lot more packs. People are, whipping up stuff for barbecues and things like that, pool parties, whatever it is. You don't need to be a part of that. You don't need to get mixed up in that whole jumble of things. All right, make things a little easier on yourself and start using Instacart, because with Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. But the best part is right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do is hit the link in this episode description, get that deal. No delivery fee, baby. Start making things easier on yourself and use Instacart today. Ladies and gentlemen, big news, very fun news coming at you. The Snack Spot Patreon is up right now, ready to join for only $3 a month. That's right, all you have to do is hit the link in this episode description or head over to patreon.com/snackspot. Check out all the great stuff we have got up there. The Captions On podcast, as well as a couple episodes of the short-lived Bad Directions podcast. I was lucky to make it out of that alive. We've got a lot of, especially now that it's getting warm out, we've got a lot of stuff on the horizon. So sign up now. Get in while the getting is good, baby, because we've got a lot more originals and exclusive content that's going to be coming up there. So again, it's patreon.com/snackspot. If you're listening to this, my guess is you probably want to do something a little nice for yourself. And why not do something that's good for you and good for the show by checking out all the great merch we have got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, bucket hats, notebooks, fanny packs, slides, glasses. Not eyeglasses, but like drinking glasses. A bunch of other stuff. All kinds of great merch, not just for this show, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and Quested, the other 2 podcasts that we produce right here. So go and check all of that out. Hit the link in this episode description or see it for yourself at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching tens of thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. It's cool to see companies like McDonald's and State Farm starting to do ads on podcasts, NASCAR, these massive companies that are doing ads on the Super Bowl and things like that. And it is very cool to see them, move away from the sort of more traditional media space like TV or, bus ads, whatever it is, into the podcasting space. The problem is there hasn't really been any room yet for smaller local businesses to get in on the action, but that's what we are here for. That's what we are all about. That's our whole deal. So again, if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits to podcast advertising, you can reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com. Oh, I watched this movie. I went to see this movie. You gotta watch it because you'll like it. It's called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Never Back Down.
No, it's not. It's not that one. Rewatch that. But it's in theaters now. It's a new Guy Ritchie movie.
Is that what you saw on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so good, man.
What's it called?
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It's based on a true story. Here, I'll pull it up.
The Ministry of Ungentle Warfare?
The ungentlemanly.
Ungentlemanly. That's. I'm not gonna watch it.
Matthew.
No. Right now.
Look at the. Hold on. Let me. Look at the. Look that he's in it. Jack Ryan.
I hate that guy. Who's that guy?
Which guy? This guy?
Yeah. Nope. Next to him.
This guy?
I hate that guy. I
No,
like that
he's
guy.
good.
That's the guy from Psych.
And the Princess Bride. Yeah.
What's his name?
In Psych.
Timothy Chalamet.
Despero.
Yeah.
Right?
Despero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great. He's a great. I love that dude.
Who's
He's
that
a great
guy?
actor.
Who's that
Henry
guy?
Cavill. He was Superman. He's in one of the Mission Impossible movies. And I'll tell you what, good actor.
Okay.
I liked Henry Cavill in that Top Gun movie that I was just saying, because again he was Superman in like Man of Steel, which I didn't really like or whatever. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this guy. But seeing him in like not as that character, good actor.
British Prime Minister Winston Churchill and a group of military officials hatch a daring plan to neutralize Hitler's fleet of German U-boats during World War II. Made up of a motley crew of rogues and mavericks, the top secret combat unit uses unconventional techniques to battle the Nazis and change the course of the war.
It's really good. It's really good. And it's not super... I haven't seen too many Guy Ritchie movies. I think I've only seen 2. Including this one, but I feel like I've heard a lot of people kind of.
She was a girl.
I've heard a lot of people like I don't know, talk shit about him or whatever. But this was very good, and it didn't seem to have like a lot of super insane elements that people seem to shit on him for. But this guy, Alan Richardson. First of all, hunk. I mean, Matthew. You should see this guy in this movie. His arms are bigger than your head.
Time out.
Yeah.
I will be the first person to lay my hat down and say that's an attractive man.
Yeah.
The word hunk is too far for me.
Matthew,
in terms
not
of
if
just
you saw
general
this movie.
use. Like I don't even want to. I don't want to hear. I don't like the word hunk. I don't want anybody saying the word hunk.
I'm telling you, Matthew, if you see him in this movie, there's no other word that you can use. This guy. Let me see if they have any stills.
We're not on Muscle Beach in 1970 doing cocaine and pull-ups. I just assume that's what they do. I don't like hunk. Hunk's not my word.
I'm telling you, dude. Look at this. Look at that. That's insane. That's not a real man's arm. That's crazy. And he's like an archer in the movie. It's super cool. These guys.
Spoilers, dude.
That's not a spoiler.
That's a spoiler. I can tell right now he dies.
No, he doesn't.
All right, well, don't spoil it.
That might be a spoiler. Look at that. This whole area here is his shoulder. That's crazy. That's impossible, man. If you can't appreciate,
that's a nice arm.
If you can't appreciate it,
arm.
you're a real homeowner. If you can't appreciate a man's body and and feel comfortable with it, that's all I'm saying.
No, I do, but I'm saying I don't like the word hunk. I don't like the use of the word hunk. What day is it today?
May 1st.
Well, click the person on Google. No, hover over the thing. Celebrating Mina Alexander. Who's Mina Alexander? Let's do some research. Indian American poet.
There you go, scholar and writer.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
How do they decide who gets to go on Google?
I guess it depends on the day.
But sometimes there's nobody.
Then I guess there's nobody important from that day yet.
But she's not from this day.
Oh, that's a good question. Then why is she on here? I don't know. Maybe they just felt like highlighting her
because
again?
it's the Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. That's why.
Oh, gotcha. And she is Asian Pacific American.
Pacific American. Yeah.
Boom. Nailed it. Okay, back to the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. We don't have to talk about this hunk anymore, even though you should. But
I'm not watching the movie anymore.
Matthew, you have to watch it.
The title's
it's so
too long.
Good. It doesn't matter, Matthew. This
Never
movie is
back
so
down.
cool.
3 words. 3 syllables. Never back down. 4 syllables.
3 words, 4 syllables.
That's it. One fantastic movie.
One ride you'll never forget.
Yeah.
I will say, though, probably most Nazis I've ever seen killed in a movie before.
Hell yeah, brother.
Including like Indiana
that
Jones.
Deserves a hell yeah,
anything.
brother.
It's so
What
so
was I
cool.
watching the other day?
It's a great flick. I can't recommend it enough.
What show was I watching the other day where the person was convinced that Indiana Jones was a pro-Nazi movie? Dude. And it had me cracking up. Oh, it was New Girl.
Okay.
I think it was Schmidt is like I won't watch Indiana Jones because of all the like whatever.
Do you remember what his points were?
No. I don't, but I remember it being funny because Nick was like, I think you must have watched a different movie than everybody else because like that's not what happens in that movie. That's all.
Yeah, I'd say the Nazis are definitely the bad guys in that one.
Yeah. Not Schmidt. What's Schmidt's first name?
Wilhelm?
That's not even close.
Johann?
Franzen?
It might be Franzen. Yeah, it's probably
Johann
Franzen.
Franzen.
Johann
That's what I was
Franzen
saying.
Schmidt.
You don't know Johann Franzen?
Johann Franzen Schmidt.
Johann Franzen Schmidt, the Johann Franzen Schmidt, the Johann Franzen, Johann Franzen.
But this
Johann
was a fun
Franzen
movie.
Schmidt.
Oh, speaking of movies. I don't know if you've seen this, but I bet you this won't happen, and I hope it doesn't. But apparently there's talks that there's a sequel in the works to The Social Network. Social Network 2.
Why don't you want that to happen?
Because what's the next part of the story? Like that movie's so great. It's about the build up, right?
No,
what else?
That's not what the movie's about. The movie's about
It's about
the
the
lawsuits.
it's about word. Okay. Gotcha.
And so there's been a lot more of those since the last one. So
Yeah, but it doesn't seem but
I do agree that yeah, because there's like flashback, but the reason that there's flashbacks is because they're talking about the lawsuits, and like obviously to my point, there's been. Now what I'm curious to, because I don't know this about the first one, like what does Zuckerberg have like a say in that?
I don't know.
Because I hope not if they come out with the second one, because I'd like them to be like, yeah, Facebook's like collecting all this data, blah blah. You know what I mean? I want them to really not rag on Facebook, but spill the deets, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not, be like Mark Zuckerberg is this. Good
Yeah, I
guy.
don't think that would happen. I don't know.
I like that movie, Social Network.
It's a great movie.
The Wonder Vosses,
Winklevoss.
the Winklevoss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
Talk
out
about
to
a couple
those
of
guys.
douchebags.
Dude,
When they go into the dean's office about talking about their father,
yeah.
like the dean should have punched him in the throat.
Played by
He
Army
kinda
Hammer.
did.
Played by known sexual cannibal Army Hammer.
Really, he gets after it.
He got canceled seems like an understatement for this. And I don't think he never actually ate anybody.
Oh, but he was biting.
But he was in some like very strange
Sex cult.
Not a cult. Well, unless he was running
Club.
it. Not really a club. But like he
Subreddit.
certain relationships where it was like maybe like just very gray area consent wise things, and a lot of like instead of whatever you imagine regular dirty talking to be, more like I want to eat your skin and stuff like that.
Okay. So we just had a little bit of an eating skin
He had
fetish.
a little bit of he had exactly. He had
Okay.
not to kink shame anybody, but he did have but cannibalism.
Yeah, that's
Maybe that's where you
odd
draw the line.
Yeah, no, I could see you getting canceled for that.
Yeah. The Lone Ranger himself.
I had something else good for you, and I don't remember what it was. I was all amped up to where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe, yeah. I just can't remember what it was.
Stop playing with that thing.
It's hot, man.
I know it's too hot. I don't know. There's nothing we can do. We can't control.
What if we both hold our breath
and pass out?
I don't know. I did want to talk. I did obviously want to talk infomercials. That was something that was on the top of my list of things to do today.
Yeah.
Because
why don't you open that door, Emily? Maybe let some air in.
Crack her open. I mean, it was hot out there too.
There's nothing. Thanks, Emily. Nothing we could do.
I'm waiting to see if there's a breeze.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I saw it. I actually saw. I think it was a TikTok or something of that nature the other day. That was a guy talking about infomercials when he was growing up, you know, and like the stranglehold that they held on him, like how he wanted all that stuff as a child. And you tell me if I'm wrong here. And usually we have opposite takes on stuff like this, but this one I think will be similar. Like, I think that I watched infomercials and was like, wow, I really want that stuff. But I don't think I ever had the balls to ask, like, our parents, like, hey, can we get that? I think I just knew, like, that's untouchable to me, but, man, wouldn't it be sick?
Yeah, anything you have to, like, call away for, no way. Anything that costs $19.95.
4 installments.
Absolutely not. Oh, man, we're talking installments. I mean, there's no way. But, yeah. I don't really remember too many of those that I really wanted, except for, you know, like the moon sand and things like that.
What about I was always fascinated by like the ones that at the time I would never use, like the cooking sets. Like you can get 12 nonstick pans for 4 installments of $19.99, and Andy, if you call right now, you'll get our baking sets. An 8-piece baking kit with nonstick muffin pans and brownie squares. You'll get that completely free, a $50 value completely free with your regular nonstick cooking set.
Wow.
Like, I was like, dude, in my head, when I watched that as a child, I'm like, if we buy 30 of these and then just resell them separately, we'll be printing money. Like,
you know, I will say that's interesting because I really am I'm a non-stick pan kind of guy. Like if I see that kind of material, I'm like, that's a quality product. I have to own it because they would burn the cheese. Remember, they put just a single of American cheese right in the middle of that thing, and it would come off like nobody's business. That technology just, it's kind of like, you know how they can't rebuild Apollo 11 because the math is just too different from what they use now.
I didn't know that. That's fascinating.
Isn't it interesting? That's the nonstick technology of the early to mid 2000s.
Have you ever used a nonstick pan?
Of course.
Was it nonstick?
Yeah. Sometimes it'll wear off. It wears off eventually though.
Like you're talking no oil, no butter, no spray, no nothing. You're just sliding an egg around a pan?
Not with eggs, but I've done it with like bacon and stuff or something, like turkey bacon. I don't know.
Of course that's not going to stick, Andy.
Well,
it's got
I
fat.
don't know, dude. Okay, I don't know what you want from me. I can't remember every time I've used a pan, whether it be stick or non-stick, you know?
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, though. I feel like with all the hype around non-stick pans, I should be this is a non-stick. Like I should be able to tell the second I put it over the burner, this is a non-stick, baby. I can just tell. This is non-stick.
You can by looking at them. At least I can. I can tell a non-stick by looking at it.
See, that's the thing, though. I think everything's looking like a non-stick these days, and I don't know how non-stick it really is. I'm prepared to bring down the non-stick industry.
That's interesting that they never got sued. I'm trying to think of an example.
Because you know shit was sticking.
Of course. And I feel like today
there's probably some small.
That would be like false. Like remember when that guy was suing? This was pretty
Pepsi.
recent. No, like chip companies because the chips on the bag were bigger than the actual chip itself, and the photo of the chip.
I don't remember that.
Well, this was a thing that happened. So now if you look on
It
bags
says
of
not
chips,
actual
it says
size.
yeah. That's something that would have. I mean, if you came out, if the non-stick industry came out real big today, they'd definitely be getting sued. 'Cause it'd be like, this is sticking.
I've been watching, and this is actually going to lead me perfectly into the other thing that I was going to talk about. Don't let me forget this.
Please don't.
I've been watching a lot of TV, like real TV lately, because of the playoff sports.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm watching, cable, YouTube TV, but it's got commercials the whole nine. And there is a current infomercial that's been running for a nonstick pan set, and like, it's not a bad deal. And again, you get, I think it's 4 installments of $29.99 maybe.
Jesus.
But it's like a 12-piece set, and if you call now, you get the whole baking set too.
I don't know, dude. That still doesn't sound. You're gonna have to sweeten the pot a little more.
Andy, if you go on Amazon right now, like an 8-piece set of nonstick, $149.
Dude, just do what I did. Get married, and you can get all that stuff for free. Just people just give it to you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true.
I've been unpacking all my non-sticks into the new house.
This leads me to my next point, and I was hinting at it earlier. And it's all over the internet for are you not watching a lot of playoff basketball these days?
Mm-mm.
So it's all over the internet for both basketball and hockey folk because it's rampant. Every commercial break, there's this commercial. And this the reason I wanted to bring it up is because it's kind of a public service announcement to ad agencies. I'd like to, kind of share inside thoughts of the viewer.
Madmen
Share the inside
Speaking
thoughts
of the
of the
Drapers.
viewer. Like, every single person that watches playoff hockey and playoff basketball has this commercial ingrained in their brain. It plays nonstop. It's 2 basketball players. I don't know who either of them are. And the one says, like, yeah, they know what a pro wants. And the other one goes, what a pro needs. And they're both, like, in unison, like, whatever makes me happy sets me free. And then they both, what a pro wants, what a pro needs. And then they sing it, and they're like, not bad, little flat, or whatever, blah, blah. It's ingrained into everybody's skulls that's watching these games. Here's my problem with it, Andy.
What's the product?
I don't even know. This is my PSA to the ad agencies. Like, they've created a commercial that has effectively done exactly what the commercial was supposed to do. Burn itself into your brain. They must have done a horrible job incorporating whatever the product is, because look it up. I'm curious because I have no idea what the product is. Maybe it's SoFi. It might be a bank. It's not SoFi. AT&T.
AT&T. There you go.
Like, I had no idea.
AT&T. What a Pro Wants commercial unites annoyed NBA fans. Wow. Damn. This is like the bizarro version of the Burger King Whopper song commercial. That's what this is.
So that's my thing. Like, not only are they pumping this annoying ass commercial into our brains, but they're not even doing a good job of advertising their product, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Outside of the fact, like, now that you say it's AT&T, like, the guy's on his cell phone when he, like, starts the first line is like, oh, I did a cell phone. What a pro wants, you know what I mean? And then the song takes over, and like, yeah, that was my only other thing I had.
All right,
that was my PSA to ad agencies. Like,
come on, fellas.
Yeah, that was you did such a bad job of doing a good job.
But you gotta wonder.
They accomplished They accomplished 75% of the goal, which is like get people to recognize this commercial.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest part, the missing 25%, which is probably actually the 75%, like the biggest part is like get people to remember it for the brand.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I think this is still probably fairly beneficial to them. I mean, we're Googling this.
Yeah, that's because we're doing a podcast. I've been thinking about it all day, and I've thought multiple times to myself, like, I have no idea what that commercial's for, but I know that I don't care.
That's a kind of advertising, though, I think. And had this commercial maybe annoyed people a little less, maybe if they ran it a little less, it would have actually been more effective.
So I understand what you're saying. Is like people are like, oh, I wonder what ad that is for, but no, because people are annoyed by it, so they're just like,
now
fuck it.
Right. It's a test, pros and cons, double-edged sword, blah blah blah.
But if we shift one gear back to infomercials, we should get into the Who Win of the Week.
Okay. The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Moon Sand versus Floam. I'll look both of these up. Wasn't there a Moon Sand like jingle or song or something?
Yeah, but I keep wanting to mix it up with the Zoo Pals theme song.
Oink oink Moon Sand.
Yeah. No, because I keep wanting to say Moon Sand makes eating fun.
Moon Sand does make. Yeah.
I think Moon Sand is edible, similar to Play-Doh.
Probably non-toxic. One would hope.
Moon Sand.
Moon Sand. 999.
What are you doing?
Moon Sand. I'm trying to look up Moon Sand.
Original Moon Sand.
Song?
Yeah.
Let's play this Moon Sand ad real quick.
This probably isn't copyright anymore, is it?
That's fine. We'll be all right.
No, I'm talking about Moon Sand, though. Skip it!
Oh, I didn't see the skip.
What feels squishy to touch, easy to mold, and fun to hold? It's Moon Sand, and it's out of this world. Just pack it, squeeze it, tap it. Now you've got it. Have Mom help. And with more sand, you can build a magnificent castle fit for a queen. You can use your own molds to make almost anything.
This is pretty sick.
Not like ordinary sand. It sticks.
It's from the moon.
Dries out. You can play with Moon Sand again and again. In no time, you can turn Moon Sand into a wonderful creation. Make your own
A pig.
Moon Sand world. And look, Moon Sand won't absorb water like regular sand, so you can make a moat and float a boat.
Whoa.
And games and gifts for your friends. And with even more sand, the fun never ends. Moon Sand even defies gravity. Look, you can't bring sand into the house, but you can play with Moon Sand indoors. It's like the fun of the beach without the mess. And when you're done, just swish it, squash it, and start over again. Or bake your Moon Sand creation.
Whoa.
Forever. You can call or log on to get your complete Moon Sand kit. You get a shovel and 4 castle
Damn.
molds.
This is a real ass infomercial.
You can bake Moon Sand?
That's big. That's big for the Who Would Win.
For $29.95. Call to order and we'll double up your order of white sand. And we'll give you 2 additional Moon Sand colors. Plus, we'll also include the Moon Sand inflatable sandbox. It's the perfect play area. Keeps your sand all in one place. And look, when you're done, just flip it over and it easily converts into a fully Bulgarian storage
Wow.
case. You get this
Get the fuck out of here.
This offer is not available in stores. It's only available through this exclusive
Damn.
offer. It's moldable, holdable, squishable, squashable. It's out of this world. It's Moon Sand.
Okay, I thought there was like a
Yeah, me too,
phrase or
but-
something.
Yeah, it's out of this world. Andy, I gotta tell you something.
What?
There was 2 things in that commercial that caught my eye, unrelated to the Who Win of the Week. One, I don't know, they kept saying it, like, and if you want to build a castle, you can get even more moon sand. And it would say, like, in order for projects of this size, like, you need to order more moon. Like, we don't give you enough moon sand to do that. We give you enough moon sand to make a little baby elephant. Also, in that commercial, it says moon sand never dries out. Talk about suing people.
Uh-oh.
I think if we had some moon sand from the early 2000s and it was dry, we could sue them for saying it never dries out.
I don't know, man. I think it's like as long as you keep a large amount of it together, it doesn't dry out. But if you separate pieces like a little bit, I think the pieces start to get
You
dry.
separate the part from the whole. It's like a
Yeah,
bundle
yeah,
of
yeah.
sticks. 1 stick breaks. 10 sticks doesn't break.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not exactly like that, but sure. And then Floam, I mean, honestly, just looking at Floam, I feel like it can't be as fun or as...
You got to look up the old Floam commercial.
Okay.
Because the old Floam commercial is fucking...
2004.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Wow.
Yeah, here we go.
That's cool. Wow. That's so much Floam. Mm. That does look fun.
I just want to.
I do want to squish that.
Imagine walking into a pep rally
With a
with
Floam
a
mask.
With a Floam mask.
Wow. Ask him.
Yeah,
Brother, you Floam?
Brother, you floaming tonight?
We're all Floaming tonight.
So here's
Dude, we're
what I'll
going
say
over
right
to
off
Derek's
the bat,
house. We're
Andy.
Floaming. What?
I have a ton of respect for Floam and for Moon Sand.
Of course, sure. Talking to the mic,
Respect.
Matthew.
I can't state this enough. I have respect for both products.
Absolutely. Game recognized game.
After watching both infomercials, and I suggest anybody that's voting on this at home to go and do the same. Watch both infomercials.
They were informative.
There's no way that Floam beats Moon Sand, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I have two reasons.
Please.
One, if you watch the Moon Sand infomercial, they're making shit out of Moon Sand. If you watch the Floam infomercial, they're just covering already made stuff in Floam. Like Floam doesn't have the structural integrity, it seems like, to be its own product. You can let it sit and it'll harden, which again, Moon Sand doesn't do. You can bake it and harden, but as long as it's still together, it isn't supposed to harden. So that's -1 also, because I think although usually having a harder exterior would be an advantage in a fight, Moon Sand is dense enough when compacted that it would still be hard enough.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Like a group of sticks.
Like a
when
group-
they're
yes,
together.
it is.
It's
Like a
it's
group
unbreakable.
of sticks.
You know, Matthew,
But-
go ahead.
Sorry, but my big point is Moon Sand has structural integrity to the point where you can create an entire castle out of Moon Sand.
A whole Moon Sand world.
Floam has no structural integrity. It's almost like you're putting lipstick on a pig with Floam.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
you're
Floam
taking
is the
something
lipstick.
and you're just floaming
Yeah, you're
the outside of it. Yeah.
It's interesting because after I watched these, I was like, well, Floam is a much more diverse product. You can use it you can use it on any surface. It's stickier. You do make a good point, though, about the compactness, and I think that you're right that is what's going to put Moon Sand over the edge. And also Moon Sand being, like, impervious to heat is also a big benefit because I think you could probably melt the fuck out of Floam.
Oh, yeah.
But
and
there's
that
something...
shit, and I can guarantee you Floam is toxic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Couple of kids ate Floam back in 2004, and
Yeah.
they're still alive, but what kind of a life is it really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there is something to be said about the malleability of Floam. Like, is there something to be said about Floam as far as, like, I want to say that because it's...
When you say I think malleable might have been the wrong adjective there.
Maybe.
Because I would say Moon Sand is arguably equally, if not more.
Sure.
I think you meant like the way that it sticks to things. Is that like you can press it to things? Is that what you were looking for?
I have no idea, I guess.
Because I do agree, like if you press some Moon Sand onto a mirror, it's just going to fall off. Whereas
Yeah.
if you press Floam onto a mirror, that Floam's going to stay there probably forever.
Well, that's a problem with Floam is that when you just like leave it out, it dries
Yeah,
and then it
hardens.
becomes completely
And then it's
unlike
brittle.
when you
It's
dry.
probably
dry
brittle
Moon
too.
Sand.
You just snap.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
snap Floam like nobody's
Yeah.
business.
I'm
Damn.
taking Moon Sand.
It's got to be Moon Sand.
I respect both products.
I wish
immensely.
Floam would put up a better fight, to be honest with you.
I think it would at first because it would,
Sure,
I'm
floam it
trying to
up.
like move like flubber. That's probably how floam
Yeah,
moves.
yeah.
Whereas moon sand to me moves like the sand guy from Spider-Man.
Sandman?
Yeah, and it can kind of, and then it gets compact.
Yeah.
And then can punch you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got to be moon sand.
Yeah.
Moon sand's a good component. I honestly hope that moon sand wins the poll so that all the way next January we can put moon sand in the tournament.
And you want to know what the difference is, Andy? Floam is awesome.
Yeah.
Floam is from Earth. Moon sand is out of this world.
That says it all right there.
Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Moon sand versus Floam, the battle of the 2000s infomercials. Clean sweep here on the show goes to moon sand. We'll see what happens.
To the moon sand.
Whatever happened, just
to predictability.
whatever happened last week, because I want to say I was threatening people, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
don't know.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. It was Twitches and the Weasley twins?
Yeah.
It's so rare that we do a look back at like who won.
I have to know. I gotta fuck.
I want to
clicking.
know.
A lot of clicking.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've done a lot of who would wins. Some good
Until
ones in
I
there.
gotta make sure I don't.
It's coming
overclick,
up.
though.
Weasley,
The Weasley
twins.
twins. Yeah, rightfully fucking so.
No, that's fucked
That's
up.
obvious.
It's Twitches. It's still Twitches. Twitches.
Before we get out of here,
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing else. What do you got?
Okay. Let's see here. All right. I think these two things will be pretty quick.
All right.
Well,
Give me the number one.
there was a priest in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania somewhere that got arrested or whatever for spending $40,000 of the church's money on Candy Crush. Or, as the headline that I read said, best case scenario.
Did you write the headline or?
Yeah, I just wrote it.
Here's the thing.
I didn't even know priests were allowed. I mean, do you need a smartphone if you're a priest? I guess there's no. Yeah, I guess there's no rule
Andy,
against it,
I
but
love
priests.
no.
Oh.
I love priests that steal money from their churches because, I mean, one, it goes against everything that they're up there saying.
And you like that?
No, I find the humor in
Yeah.
that. The reason that I love it is because if you ask that priest, he will probably look you dead in the eyes and told him Jesus told him to do that. Like, I did this because this was my following, was to be the best at Candy Crush. I needed more lives at Candy Crush.
Yeah. As
I could
Jesus,
have been spending that $40 to save more lives
$40,000.
that $40,000 to save real lives by donating it to a charity. But
Listen.
instead, I needed more lives in Candy Crush.
Jesus on the third day, what did he do if not get extra
How many
lives?
people do
Same
you
thing with
think-
Candy Crush.
How many people do you think have like ruined their life or like fallen into crippling financial trouble because of Candy Crush?
A ton.
Really?
Oh, well, I mean, Candy Crush specifically, yeah, probably a lot. But if we're talking like just mobile games with those microtransactions, I mean,
Yeah. In-app
secondary
purchases?
only. Yeah. Pardon me. Secondary only to like Las Vegas casinos, to tell you the truth.
Really?
100%. Without a doubt.
Like, people are just that many people, you think?
I think it's a real big problem. I mean, I could try to look up some
Yeah.
stats on it, but I don't even know.
I don't want stats.
What I would Google.
Good for that priest. I wonder what level he's on.
Wait, we'll do in-app purchases. In-app purchases.
Problem.
Ruin life.
Yeah.
Addiction to iPhone game. Well, that's Reddit. I don't know. I mean, it might have some interesting stuff on there.
Yeah, give it a click.
but
Wait.
give the Reddit one a click.
Wait, go down a little bit more. How in-app no, that's the game.
That's
I don't care about the game industry. I don't want to know how they're ruining.
Kim Kardashian's mobile game ruined my life from 2016. Spent at least $25 per month on
nothing.
it. Yeah, but that's just one person. I mean, that's the thing is they're so small, they add up, and obviously you're paying on your phone through your credit card, so it makes it so easy for you. You don't even realize
Click
it.
that one. I want to. Yeah. No. The top link.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no! Addiction to an iPhone game and in-app purchases cost me my marriage and ruined my life.
It started when a coworker sent me an invite to a game on Facebook. I normally ignore these, but this coworker was in a higher position than me in the company, a position I wanted someday, so I thought playing with the game and befriending her would help my future career. The game was Game of War. You may have seen the commercials all over TV when it was really booming. Within a few months, I was hooked completely, and without telling my wife, I was maxing our credit cards playing this game and spending my whole paycheck on the game with the mindset of, guess I'm paying bills with credit cards this month. It became a reflex to my depression. Sad and bored, spend until I'm happy again. Card declined, swap it out for another card, and keep going without thinking. Total, I racked up about $20K in debt when my wife finally found out. I stopped playing for a while. Then I found a way within the game to make money myself. Found a glitch I could take advantage of and sell in-game resources myself. I made $13K in 2 weeks, effectively eliminating most of my debt. Then the glitch was fixed. I should have stopped playing again then, but I didn't, and soon was spending again and was back in debt. Soon the total was rising to $20K again. I was quitting again after realizing this when a friend reached out and showed me how to get in-app purchases for the game for less than $50 instead of $100. I began selling my service to make money. I made $10K in the first month. The only problem was I was spending on myself, and the sudden influx of money hadn't taught me any better budgeting or financial skills, so I didn't make much of a difference. I continued this for a year, trying to dig myself out of debt by making money on the same game that got me into it. I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
Well, I'm just curious. My wife no longer trusted me.
Yeah. No
and my
kidding.
kids, so she takes them 8 hours away the next day. Within 2 months, she divorced me pretty much. A year later, I'm completely broken in debt, struggling, can't afford to pay my psychiatrist at this point. So I guess, yeah, got really dark.
And yeah, for sure. And there's no way that this person is the only one.
What is the response?
Let's see. Your story is so tough. I haven't seen that much money in my life, so it's hard to fully understand your struggle.
I don't care. I was
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But again, it's the same at the casino. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna eventually like make laws about that.
I don't think so.
Because
you want to know what?
And
I obviously feel bad for people. I mean, that's 100% on that person.
Yeah, of course.
Dude,
but you know what? It's like it becomes an addiction. You know what I mean? And it's designed to addict you, right? That's where the gray area starts to happen. You know.
Yeah. So I guess to this guy's point, it says, people won't recognize it as a legitimate physical or mental addiction. So I guess.
But it clearly is.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's true. Yeah. But that's like, people that are like, when professional athletes are like, oh, I'm a sex addict. That's why I cheated on my wife. Or, I'm a porn addict.
Sure.
Blah, blah, blah. Like, I understand that, yes, I guess those are real things, but it's like.
Well, I would say this is a little different, though, because, again, this is a game that is, these games are designed to make you keep playing.
Games that are, here's the thing, Andy. I've played a lot of those games that are designed to do that and that have in-app purchases, and I've spent money on many of them. But, like, at a certain point, I'm like, I really want that, but is it really worth me paying $4.99 right now to do that?
Sure.
And then I'm like, no. And then I just don't do it. I guess it's because I'm not addicted.
You're not addicted, Like, the only difference I see between this
I don't know.
And like an alcohol addiction, I mean, you don't want to talk about it, that's fine, but
no, that's what I mean. I don't mean to. I guess we got into a bit of a more serious topic. I guess I don't mean to discredit that. It's just like a crazy, yeah. So I'm not discrediting that person's addiction. I'm not discrediting addictions.
Yeah, no, whatever. But I'm just saying again, like, it's just this thing is coming at you. Again, it's specifically designed to get you hooked.
But like
Fully.
alcoholism is a disease.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a disease?
This?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's different because, again, I feel like, alcohol isn't necessarily
I
made
cannot,
for you to get addicted to
I'm
it, but this definitely.
I'm sorry
This
if
is.
this is offensive, but I
it's
cannot
okay.
believe that we are comparing alcoholism to freaking spending money.
Well,
on
we're just
in-app
comparing. We're
purchase.
just comparing
That is
addictions.
ridiculous.
We're just
though.
comparing
Ridiculous.
addictions, though.
What's your last bullet? We'll wrap it up here.
Oh, this is something I'm actually mad about because I'm mad that I didn't think of it.
Okay.
I'll just
An
look it up.
idea.
Okay, so there are these jeans. Yeah, here we go.
That have piss stains on them.
Yeah, look at this. This is part of the design. Is that they're, if pee in your pants is cool, call me Miles Davis. You know what I'm saying? $600 for these pee-stained jeans, and I'm just upset that I didn't think of it first. Because, we've talked about, like, pissing your pants for the troops and things
Yeah.
like that. Shout out to Scheming and Dreaming. But this is, I mean, yeah, this is kind of a weird one. But again, hey, it's fashion. It's different.
You could be. Well, I can't believe they sold out. Is my thing because
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Andy, just piss yourself.
Yeah, but you know what? It's the same. Remember when like holes in jeans were like really big? Everybody's grandpa was saying, "Why don't you just cut holes?"
Guess
in
what?
it yourself?"
Everybody in the world started doing though.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, cutting their own jeans.
Now everybody's gonna start peeing themselves.
Well, or the thing was, jeans with holes became the same price as jeans without holes, so it
Right.
didn't matter, right? Because you had a pair. Like that's the thing. Old people would say that because they had one pair of jeans their whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And my denim they still wear the same pair of jeans. Now, like first of all, jeans don't last like they used to. They're not made out of the same shit. So everybody has multiple pairs. For the most part, like people had multiple pairs of jeans. They had a pair with holes and a pair without holes. But yeah, people would do that all the time. Like if they found a pair of jeans that they liked to fit, they would get the same pair of jeans and chop them up themselves. Yeah, people were good at it. Like
Wouldn't
that.
it be,
If you got a pair of jeans you like the fit of,
yeah,
just piss in them.
yeah. Hey, just
There you go. Every morning, wake up, just take a piss in your pants, and you've got the. And then guess what? By the time they're about to dry, you're probably, if you drink enough water, you're probably due for another piss.
Yeah, perfect. You
And
keep that
people
stain
never
going all
know
day
that
long.
you're wearing the same pants consecutive days because your piss design will always be different.
It's like a
depending on-
Rorschach
Yeah.
chest or Rorschach test on your crotch.
Yeah. Shout out to
Imagine
piss
being like a
jeans.
fashion model and this being your big break. Like I'm the face of piss jeans.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Look at those glasses.
yeah.
I'm all in on piss jeans. I got no problem with piss jeans.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. That's all. I just wanted to make sure they were on your radar.
Yeah. Well, now they are.
All right.
Andy,
Yeah.
it's about 104 degrees in here.
Approximately.
I'm starving,
Okay.
and I have no way to shower unless I want to freeze. So I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.